right, so the first thing I gotta do is explain this jersey, all right? So I'm not a Celtics fan, and everybody thinks when I wear this jersey to the gym I'm a Celtics fan. And I just wear it because my friend gave it to me. I like the way it looks. It even matches my sneakers. You could look and see my sneakers. So about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I don't remember what it was, there was the playoffs, and the Knicks and the Celtics were in the playoffs, and I had no idea. The day after the Knicks knocked the Celtics out of the playoffs, I wore the shirt. And people were coming up to me like, bro, how you wearing that shirt? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So anyway, I'm not a Celtics fan. I just like the shirt. And it was explained to me that the Knicks knocked them out of the fucking playoffs. And then the Knicks lost anyway. But anyway, so well, I just want to explain my jersey. So the guys at work make fun of me when I wear it. Anyway, all right. We're going to do some shoulders today. We're going to do some warm-ups with shoulders. And we haven't done one of these in some time, so this one should be fun. And we'll get started. We're just going to do a little bit of warm-ups. This was taught to me by Dorian Haywood. And this is how we warm up with shoulders. All right. You try to keep your arm as your elbow pointing face down as much as possible. And it's just a little warm up before we get into some shoulder presses. Some shoulder presses. All right, so we're gonna do some shoulder presses, but my first couple of sets are warm-up sets, and then we get into some working sets. So we're gonna do some light warm-up sets, and then we'll get busy. All right. This is going to be our next warm-up set. After this is when we're going to get busy. First working set. This is when we get down to the nitty-gritty. Here we go. next, we're just gonna move all the way up till we get 100-pound dumbbells. Not only can I usually only go up to 100-pound dumbbells when I do dumbbell presses, but that's the heaviest they go in this gym. So here we go. If that happens and I have to go heavier, I just do multiple sets with 100-pound dumbbells if I feel strong enough to go heavier than that. So, I didn't tell you about what happened to me at work a couple of weeks ago, right? There's this boat that comes to our work. It's called a sludge boat. Long story short, we pump all the sludge into this boat. Anyway, the boat docks, and it's like downtime, and the guy is working, and he's trying to like fix something. And I don't know, from what I understand, he like, you know, because of the sludge boat, there's methane gas, and he couldn't fucking get the bolt to unscrew. So he hit it with a hammer, and the spark actually caused an explosion, and the guy died and flew into the fucking water. Yeah, no bullshit, I swear to God. I wasn't on the dock for that, but I ran back because we all heard the explosion. And bro, there was cops, police, helicopters, boats, divers. They actually got the diver to go in, and they had a crane, and they were able to pull him out. 59 years old, the guy fucking dead at work. 3 kids at home. Insane. Anyway, now we gotta do a heavy set. All right, here we go. Guess what, Louie? This ain't shit. Sorry, man. All right, we're gonna do one more heavy set like that, and then we'll go on to something else. All right, holy shit. Oh God. And tonight now I gotta deal with Lee Priest. It wasn't. Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, tonight I got to deal with Lee Priest. I don't know. Do you watch any of the ones with Lee?
Yeah.
He's always busting on me. Constantly busting on me. He's hilarious, and it's just you got to be the kind of guy that knows how to deal with him. But since I'm a blue collar guy, that's all we do is bust on each other all day long. You know, so him making fun of me and me going back, he could take it too. So as far as I'm concerned, he's aces. Because the truth of the matter is, he might make fun of him, but if I call him or text him on WhatsApp, I gotta call him on WhatsApp because he's in Australia, and I need something, he's on it like white on rice. He's real. If he considers you a friend, he's your friend, and he ain't going nowhere, you know? So that counts for a lot. All right, last heavy set. Here we go. Okay, so we did our dumbbell shoulder presses. We're gonna do more presses, but not yet. And now we're gonna go into front lateral raises. And I actually do front lateral raises the way Dorian Yates used to do them. Slow, light, and methodical. Not the way Branch Warren used to do them. Like a fucking, like a caveman. You know what I mean. Gonna do a few sets of that, and then we're gonna go into other shoulder presses. I usually do shoulder presses like plate-loaded shoulder presses or Smith machine on top of the dumbbell shoulder presses I just did. And it's just my preference. Some people would like to do upright rows or some other shoulder movement, but I just found that, you know, heavy shoulder presses plus front and side lateral raises work best for my shoulders, and I never really had great shoulders, so I always had to train them really hard. And I went through all these different phases. Try this, try that, try this. And this workout for me seems to be the best. And that's the thing, you know, the basics are the basics, but sooner or later you got to figure out what works for you. And this is what works for me. And that's what you young guys out there, get the basics down, get the shoulder presses down, get the form down. No matter what you're doing, get your bench down, and then you could cut details up and figure out what works for you. So here we go, here's another set. Kill that one. All right, last one. So we're gonna do side laterals. We're gonna do the machine side delt laterals, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then after this, we'll go over to dumbbell laterals. And then after that, we'll do some rear delts, and then we're pretty much done with shoulders. And then every shoulder workout, I do traps. Some people like to do traps with back. I prefer to do it with shoulders. But we're gonna jump in and do some side laterals right now. We're gonna do about 3 or 4 sets of those. Those feel pretty damn good. And that's like, my shoulders are always my trouble part. I'm not a wide guy. I never had these wide shoulders. So the one thing in bodybuilding that you can compensate if you're built like that is try to grow your shoulders and cap them as much as possible. So that's where your side laterals come in. Unfortunately, my shoulders barely grew even with that. I mean, they're decent, but they were, I never had fucking these great shoulders, you know. It is what it is. Some body parts you literally could piss on and they grow, like my legs or my chest, and then other body parts you have to beat the shit out of to grow, and that was always my shoulders and my back. So, and I've always went very light and strict with the with side delts. We're just gonna keep on going. We're gonna do one more set like that, and then we're gonna see if we can do some dumbbell side delt. That's working. Holy shit. All right. All right. Side delts. Pull your clavicles all the way back, and basically just come up from the side and twist your wrists up a little bit so your pinkies want to face up a little bit, and you'll be hitting your side delt as much as possible. With me, if I go a little bit too high, I start hitting my traps, and I don't want to do that. So I try to go up a little bit lower than parallel. It seems to work best for me. And you just go till it fucking burns. That's it, you know. Let's do another one. This place is packed today. I don't mind a packed gym. I know a lot of people don't like it. They're like, oh, I like when it's empty. I like a packed gym because I feed off the energy. People are working out. You hear the weights banging. There's music going. I feed off the people. I like socializing a little bit afterwards. I hate going to a gym when it's empty. I feel like back when it was COVID and I used to work out in my shed when it was me and my dog. So I don't know. I like the energy of a packed gym. Mondays, 5:30, 5 o'clock. To me, there's nothing better. So we're going to do rear delts on the pec deck. What I like to do is I kind of like to not use my hands as much as possible when I'm doing this. I'll show you what I mean. I usually just stick my hands in, use my forearms. Because I've noticed when I use my hands, I kind of use my hands to push, and I kind of want to use all my rear delts to push. So I'll show you. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. Some people do it at the beginning, rear delts. Some people do it at the end. It doesn't really matter as far as I'm concerned. Whatever feels better, whatever you see the best results. I switch it up all the time. Sometimes I do rears first. Today we did, I don't even know what those things are called. Don't judge me on all the names of it. I just know how to do it. All right? I'm like that electrician who knows how to put the lights on but can't explain why they're going on. But yeah, sometimes I do it when you first start. Sometimes I do it at the end. Today I felt like doing it at the end. Actually, it's been a pretty good shoulder workout. My shoulders are on fire right now. Hopefully it looks the part when I fucking see this on YouTube. All right, next one. God. We're going to do one more rear delt. And then we're going to go into some shrugs. And then we're calling it a day. Oh, fuck. I kind of like it here. I know this is far from my house, but I kind of like this gym. I know it's LA Fitness, but the people are nice that work here. The people that work out here are nice. We had to work here with a bunch of people, different people. They didn't care. They were fine with it, even with the camera, which you don't see too much, which is really cordial people. So I might start coming here from time to time. is that as far as shoulders go. Now we're gonna take 5 minutes and then we're gonna jump into some shrugs. We'll see. So, this is way before I met my wife. This is back when I was in gym in Staten Island. And I meet this girl in the gym. I'll never forget it. Her name is Tara. I'll never forget her name because this was a dramatic moment for me. And we would talk, and I was single at the time, and we would talk, and she was real pretty and whatnot, and she was very nice. So maybe a month of saying hello and talking, I said, hey, why don't we go out together? Now this girl would always wear a bandana, like a full bandana, not like mine, and a hat, like a baseball cap, right? And she's like, oh no, I got a boyfriend, I can't, and blah blah blah. I was like, by that point I got used to getting turned down. I was like, all right, maybe another time, so on and so forth. Fast forward like 2 weeks later, I'm talking to the name of the gym was Synergy. I'm talking to the manager of the gym, and I'm just shooting the shit, and she comes walking in, and she was, like I said, she was very nice. She would walk by and she was like, hey John, and I was like, hey Tara, what's up? And the manager goes, I feel so bad for that girl. So I'm like, what do you feel bad for her about? She's like, she has alopecia. And I didn't know what alopecia was. It was the first time I ever heard of it. And I was like, what the fuck is that? She goes, that's when she has no hair. So my first thought was, he goes, that's why you always see her with a hat on and a bandana. She goes, if you see her out of here, she always has a wig on. And I'm like, oh shit. And so my first thought was, this poor girl. My second thought was, I got shot down by a girl with no fucking hair on her head. She can't grow eyebrows or nothing like that. Then I noticed her eyebrows are always drawn on. I'm like, holy shit. I go back to work, I tell my friend what happened. He goes like this. He goes, how far down on the pole are you gonna have to go to get laid? He goes, you're gonna date amputees now? And he was like this, he goes like this, he goes, you can't handle all of this. Yeah, so even I get fucking shot. I don't get shot down anymore, but that was it. All right, let's move on to some traps. All right, so like I said, my shoulder workout's done. I'm just gonna do some traps, and we're done for the day. Yeah, with traps, it's another thing. With traps, it's all about the motion and the form, and really having that mind-muscle connection. Going heavy is great on traps, but I've noticed that going a little lighter and concentrating on the form, I get a lot more out of it. Do one more. Done. That concludes our shoulders and trap workout. And Serious and Cylinder's Bodybuilding, and me and Louie are out. Later, fellas.